Hello friends, Holly and I were lucky enough to be guests at Oni-Con 2019 in Galveston, Texas. Yes, Galveston. This year's Oni-Con in Galveston, Texas. We went to Oni-Con in 2018 as well, and the whole weekend it was gray and stormy. But this year it was actually very sunny and beautiful. The other fashion guests for Oni-Con this year were HELLCATPUNKS, Millefleurs, and Tyler of last week Lolita News. This was actually the anniversary of Tyler and I meeting in person. Last year at Oni-Con, it was my first time back in Texas after not visiting for 2 years, and I thought that this was the one and only time I'd be able to see Tyler. I made demands for viewers to request her as a guest, which was kind of unprofessional of me, but Oni-Con heard you, and they offered Tyler a media badge in 2018. And I think that really kickstarted Tyler's convention appearances. And what I thought was going to be the one and only chance to see her ended up just being the first of many. It was really special that then, this year, Tyler was a full-fledged invited guest at Oni-Con. It's really fun to be on panels with Tyler. We might be different, but I think our differences bring out fun energy in each other. Oni-Con has a great selection of panels, and they're very fun. I generally try to limit the number of panels I'm in during conventions to allow myself time to film the con, and not have to have video of just me sitting in a panel room the whole time. But I find that Oni-Con's panels are so fun and scheduled in a way that I can balance more and still see the convention. The first panel I was on was the Oni-Con guest Q&A with all of the other fashion guests.
You find inspiration for your videos? You go first!
A lot of different places. I feel like I just kind of look for things that haven't been talked about or haven't been made, or like things that I've discovered from other people, and I try to like cover those topics. And a big inspiration of mine is watching last week Lolita News, to the point where I can't watch her at night, because if I watch her at night I can't go to sleep. I'm like, I'm so motivated, like I want to go do something and make something. So, other YouTubers and people that I've met. So there's like the boards.
For me, my inspiration for episodes on the show is essentially like what makes me want to throw my computer at the wall the most. And it goes on the show. Lore has been a tempering presence in me lately. It doesn't quite inspire me to mercy, but it makes me think about it for a second.
It's wild, like she came to visit me recently, and there's a bunch of things where I'd be like, hey Tyler, what do you think about this in Lolita? And she'd be like, it's fine. And I'm like,
You have no footage of that, do you?
no, I don't have any footage of it, but I'm saying it now in front of a bunch of people.
No proof for.
Yeah. It's wild.
Gotta have the screenshots.
Yeah.
But for those of you who aren't from Texas, is there something that you're really looking forward to while visiting here?
Buc-ee's. He's like, and then Cami Pomeranian, if anyone follows her, she posts stories just going through, like, I want to go to
You have to go to the bathroom when you go.
What?
It's part of the experience.
And then last year when I was here at Oni, I was like, I'm not leaving until I go to Buc-ee's. You can't drive me out of the state. But still didn't get to go. But this time, I'm staying a little bit after Oni-Con, and I'm gonna go to Buc-ee's.
I guess NASA?
可愛いことイケメンをひたすらお酒に
She wants to do cute things and look at hot guys. She says she wants to eat tasty Texan food and drink lots of alcohol as well.
Later, we had a horror stories panel where we shared some horror stories and also opened up the floor to the audience to share their own stories.
So we have our sushi and we wander all over to like the aquarium, and it's going well. We've got all the girls down in the lower level. We've got this like, what's it called? The manatee? The sea cow. This big sea cow like floating like lazily beside us. The aesthetic is set. We're ready to go. And from a distance, as we are about to move on from this very crowded area, we hear, "Hey ladies!"
Oh, nice.
And from the distance, we see a cowboy hat. A sentient cowboy hat. Who wants pictures? There were like 10 of us at this meetup. So he comes over to us and he's like, "Can we have a picture with you?" And I can't do a Texas accent anymore. Used to live in the sticks.
Have a picture with you?
Like that. Like that.
You're real pretty.
Honestly,
Are you princess?
he asked us that. So we have to coordinate a picture with this sentient cowboy hat, which is bad enough because it's crowded. People are trying to get strollers through. There's a sea cow behind us. It's all sorts of confusing. Like, we managed to get all 10 of us lined up, and we're ready to get this done when his wings unfurl and he drapes them. No! Here's your girls. The southern charm is dimming a little bit at that point.
Was his armpit sweaty?
What do you smell like?
That's the worst.
I tend not to sniff strangers if I can avoid it. We managed to take this cracking awkward picture thinking that we're done with him, but the aquarium is kind of like circular.
Oh no.
So this tumbleweed just keeps rolling back in.
Some of these stories were too long to include in this video and also may not be suitable for YouTube, so I do have an extended video of this panel on my Patreon. Tyler and I decided to plan our outfits around pieces we both have. The first day of Oni-Con, we did our own take on twinning, because we both have fancy paper dolls in lavender. But we have different cuts, so instead of twinning exactly, we tried to wear coordinates that really represented our own styles. Then we tried very closely to twin Decoration Dream, since we both have the same cut and color. Tyler normally wears OTKs and I normally wear tights, so this was my first time wearing long socks with Lolita. Well, maybe not my first time, but it had been a very long time since I have. We also both wore our BB&B mint over-the-top macaron pearl charm necklaces. There was so much good fashion and cosplays at Oni-Con. Look at this adorable pom-pom Purin cutie. I was so obsessed with their outfit. The beret has a pom-pom Purin embroidery and a little plushy friend. I love this top and this Ida bag. This look is goals, honestly. Also in the Sanrio theme, we have Candy as Batsmaru. And check out our edgy goth Veronica. Veronica was wearing Lolita earlier in the day, but then got this goth shirt from HELLCATPUNKS, which we'll get into later. I'm getting ahead of myself. I technically met Veronica briefly last year, but I got to know her better at this Oni-Con. Tyler had talked to me about how close they have become as friends, and I trust Tyler, so if you have the clear in Tyler's book, then you're cool with me. She's very similar to Tyler, honestly, and they're both equally hilarious and quite knowledgeable. Veronica also has made some Lolita YouTube videos. You should totally check them out. Sally looked super cute in Listen Flavor. I'm obsessed with this top. But when I filmed her, she was sad because she was tired after a long day. Sad Sally breaks my heart. No, please be happy. There was also a Wario at the swap meet. I also want to talk about Nikki's, or background memes, coordinates, because I'm obsessed with everything she wore, and I'm pretty sure everything she wore all weekend were outfits that she made. So talented. The swap meet wasn't the only place to shop. Let's head into the dealer's hall. HELLCATPUNKS brought so many good things and had a large display. I deeply regret not buying this Lolita necklace. I thought about it while I was filming, but when I came back, it was gone. I think the HELLCATPUNKS did pretty well over the Oni-Con weekend because throughout the weekend I kept seeing more and more people around wearing their pieces. I love the skulls and crowns. I feel like when you put a crown on most things, I'll just love them. I'm a sucker for crowns. It was nice to see two distinct styles of fashion, so it wasn't just Lolita fashion guests, but pieces suitable for goth, punk, and alternative styles in general. Millefleurs brought so many beautiful classic Lolita pieces. All of their accessories were gorgeous. Before this event, I never really understood corseted Lolita pieces. I thought they were too hard to coordinate, and seeing them on their own, I couldn't really visualize how they would come together in a Lolita coordinate. This all changed after being introduced to Millefleurs, as they have perfected this style. Their pieces coordinate together so beautifully, and it's really neat to see that many options for customization and styling. I also really love their full elastic necklines. All of their pieces are so elegant and beautiful. There is so much detail to everything, and it's very well crafted. I was allowed in the dealer's room early to film the booths, but now we get to see the wild Lolitas shopping as the doors opened. The photographers stay at a safe distance as to stay out of the Lolita line of fire. Even HELLCATPUNKS is being devoured by Lolitas who long to be stylish and comfortable. Holly, watch out! Oh, Holly has found a prey of her own away from the pack. Let's make a run for it. I got to meet the lazy Lolita who makes really cute jewelry and resin pieces. I was obsessed with Showtime Sweetie's booth. I went back multiple times just to take in everything. She had so many cute things for sale, including these bear ear headbands, a lot of beautifully crafted deco cases, like this Pom Pom Purin one, which I'm obsessed with. I wish that I had whatever phone this was just so I could have this case. Look at this really adorable Kirby macaron necklace. And I love how a lot of people at Oni-Con this year really leaned into the Yeehaw K and had cowboy hats. These honey dipper necklaces were too perfect for our friend Jude, who loves bees, so we had to get one for them. Showtime Sweetie also had cute rings. I really adore this My Melody clip too, and there were a bunch of earrings and clothes and other accessories. There was no shortage of plushies at Oni-Con too. It warmed my heart to see all of these Pokemon. I really want a Gengar plush, and there were so many good ones at Oni-Con. They're all so precious. Look at this fuzzy Eevee, and this Mew kinda looks like it's flipping you the bird, but it's still adorable. While exploring the dealer's hall, I ran into Candy, who not only brought me Cheez-Its, but she also customized them so that Tyler is sharp cheddar and I was Parmesan. We also met Scar Kai, aka Scarlet, who made Holly and I these really cute crocheted buddies. Holly has an adorable bat and I have this cute little bear. Cammy was also at Oni-Con with Minty Mix, and I really love being at her booth. Just being there makes me so happy looking at all of her cute stuff. She brought a bunch of adorable wigs and had a bunch of these pins. I loved seeing all of her ditto necklaces and ditto rings. Then we went to Sky's booth, who had these amazing rosettes that are just perfect. Each one of them had great sayings, and the composition of them was really extraordinary. Sky is the co-creator of K-Club, and speaking of K-Club, the other creator, Callie, was also at Oni-Con with their brand. Let's see if I can actually get this right for once. Otaku? Otaku. Otaku. We were obsessed with this dice print and this choose your weapon hoodie. Let's talk about more of my regret. More things I wish I had purchased at Oni-Con. Callie had all these amazing earrings, including a Furby one. I love how Kelly draws Shrek and Isabel. Everything Kelly draws and creates is so cute. I really love all of Otaku's rosettes too. Speaking of Otaku, they were also the opening brand in the fashion show, followed by HELLCATPUNKS and Millefleurs. The last day of Oni-Con was the tea party, which was a great way to wrap things up. We got to enjoy delicious food and hang out with other Lolitas. Tyler and I had a VIP table where people bought tickets to sit with us, and I feel like neither one of us really felt that we deserved this, but it was very nice and special. Everyone at our table was so much fun, and I'm really happy we got to meet them and spend the afternoon with them. The theme of the tea party was Shadows in the Rose Garden. There was so much set dressing throughout the room, including this beautiful photo spot. And every table had a fancy arrangement, including one spooky thing in each of them. Ours had a hand in it. High five! There was one with a sneaky snake. Actually, multiple sneaky snakes. Everything was planned and decorated so meticulously, and you could tell that the staff really put their heart and soul into creating this wonderful environment. When people arrived at the tea party, the guests and I stood at the door to greet them, but I think because we were on the side away from where people had to come in, they were a bit confused. I think now we probably should have stood on the other side of the wall, because when people were coming in, they wouldn't really see us, and it was maybe a little bit startling to some too. The food at the tea party was so good. I'm bummed I didn't get footage of it. I felt like a weirdo going through the line filming all of it, and I had to also get my food and juggle things. Hopefully I can find some photos from somebody. There was this long row of tables, and it was all buffet style with lots of different options. There was also iced tea and hot tea, which I love because sometimes you just need a cold drink. We took group photos with every table, and some of them got real goofy. All of the guests, including myself, chatted with each table as they came up to the front to take photos. And at this point in the weekend, I think everyone was pretty drained, and it was nice that people came up and acknowledged that and asked us how we were doing. And were just all around supportive and nice. That was the official end of Oni-Con. But not the end of Oni-Con. Sunday night was the dead dog party. All of the guests, and I think a lot of the staff too, went to the San Luis Resort pool swim-up bar. I didn't film this obviously because I didn't want to bring my camera in the pool. I did document a little bit of this last year because last year we weren't prepared with swimsuits, but this year we were, baby. And things got a little wild, so I've created a dramatization. I was really happy that Tyler came. I wasn't sure if she would want to come to a pool party. She had a lot of fun, but dudes kept trying to talk to her. And Tyler is an adult. I know she's perfectly capable of taking care of herself, but I don't like dudes talking to Tyler. I feel oddly protective of Tyler, like an older sister. I am 1 year older than her, which I will bring up multiple times, just as she will mention that she is 1 inch taller than me.
Tyler, you are 1 inch taller than me. And you know what? It's 1 inch I will lord over you for the rest of your life.
So we have that on each other. But also, Tyler has a wonderful boyfriend. And I know he probably wouldn't care, but I cared and I was annoyed. The dudes kept wanting to talk to her. Don't talk to my friend Tyler. I remember one dude asked for her name, which was harmless enough, but I was like, why do you need to know her name? Things got pretty rowdy and some of the burlesque dancers started twerking on top of the pool bar, which then somehow led to the fashion staff trying to teach us all how to twerk. And now I can properly say that I know how to twerk. Anyways, Oni-Con was incredible. This is considered a smaller scale convention, but it does not feel that way in the slightest because of all of the programming and amazing people. You can go there for fashion and be fully immersed the entire time in fashion content. This is a great Lolita and alternative fashion event, not to mention there's other things to go for like gaming, anime, art, comics. The fashion department has been growing this for years, and their work is very evident. Their work is also so important because so many people who are into alternative fashion feel like outsiders in their everyday life. And Oni-Con provides a safe and supportive space for these people to really be themselves and have fun. It's also a great place to discover new styles. Even people who weren't there for fashion that I interacted with had a lot of respect for Lolita fashion, and some people even recognized it. And I think that this is absolutely because of the work that the fashion department has put in year after year to explain and share it. Thank you so much, Oni-Con, for bringing Holly and I out once again and for allowing us to enjoy the weekend and have so much fun.
Wait a minute. There's no roast and toast. That's because a full 26-minute long video of the panel is on Patreon. But okay, I will include a few clips. A few of the ones that are YouTube appropriate.
Starting off strong with Puppet Circus, OP, Angelic Pretty, released in 2006. Tyler, roast this. That looks like a sad carpet. Oh, this dress is iconic and so valuable. So valuable that you could put a down payment on a car. You sold it. I thought about earlier. Fresh Cherry, Angelic Pretty, 2018. That cherry ain't looking so fresh. So if you have one of those friends who's like a traditional meta Lolita, I feel like this is a gateway drug into Angelic Pretty. You'd be like, yeah, you like Angelic Pretty? Yeah, look at this, it looks like meta. No, that's an insult. That's an insult to Angelic Pretty. No. How very dare you? Convert the old school meta. We don't want them. We want more people to buy AP. We want to keep it strong. Tyler's an elitist. Alright, moving on. Cream Cat, Infanta, Taobao. Don't you look at me!
I sold it.
Alright, we can be friends.
I sold it.
We can still be friends.
I sold it.
Okay. I mean, the only thing this thing's missing is the kitchen sink. Like, honestly, and those paws. I mean, that's gotta be a call to the ASPCA. That's animal cruelty right there. Jesus. I like that there's melting chocolate too, even though the print is slowly melting down in front of our eyes. I'm deeply offended by this on every level, and our friendship just barely survived this dress.
You made friends with me in that dress. Don't.
It was a mercy mission, okay?
Forget the band.
Charity. I was a missionary. Save me! Alright, so I don't know if I'm going to. So there's so many resources out there now that Lolitas, they kind of skip their Eda phase. Like, how many people have we met at conventions who are like, this is my first cord, and they look perfect, and they're beautiful, and it's like, no, you have to suffer. Like, why? How are you this good right away? Like, I don't understand it. So, what I'm thinking is, I have a proposition
for communities
Oh.
to have an eat-em meetup.
Oh, it is.
And just embrace it. Oh,
Don't
this
do it.
well, this dress would be perfect for it. Me at the eat-em meetup.
We met at Oni-Con!
Oh, okay.
You were there!
You were there.
Come on.
You gotta be the girl with the kombucha. Oh yeah, the girl with the kombucha. Kombucha. I have a girl. Get out, please. Going to the IHOP. They're like, I want to look away. She's saying, no, what happened? This is why we're not allowed out. This is a Wendy's. I need to ask you to.
I mean, I gave you my roast earlier. I really love your Tyler cosplay.
We're not twinning. I'm just cosplaying Tyler.
You both have been amazing, beautiful, inspirational people. You're in my comm, so I have to deal with you on the regular when you're actually at a meeting. We miss you. Stop going to other comms.
I was about to say, some of us have jobs. We can't all buy our boots on Amazon. Oh, I'm sorry.